Christmas boy or girl. The only options. Salome begin.
Welcome everybody to what do we call it, man? A Belchy Brothers Books
The
Review.
Belch Brothers book reviews.
Belch Brothers Book Review. Past, past Christmas holiday special. Maybe past New Year's. I don't know. But happy holidays to everybody.
No, Merry Christmas to everybody. We're Christian
Just
here.
Merry
We
Christmas.
celebrate
Everybody
Christmas.
else, fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Pick the right religion.
Well, Ooh,
JK, happy holidays, everyone.
happy holidays. And to celebrate, we have Pepsi and eggnog.
Oh, yeah. I haven't mixed it yet, but I do have those two things.
I do. You want to take our first sip before we get in?
Oh, my gosh.
Why does eggnog smell like styrofoam?
Wait, I haven't opened it. Let me. I'm gonna get the eggnog whiff before we ruin it with Pepsi. That smells foul. It smells spoiled, and I just bought this. Oh,
do you want to take a sip of eggnog first, or do you just want your only experience of eggnog to be with Pepsi?
No, I wanna know the differences.
Okay, what was that to say?
It's not bad actually. I was expecting it to be bad, but it's just kind of like a sweet, kind of like a milkshake actually.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a watered down milkshake, but not that bad.
Yeah.
But all right, time to add the Pepsi. People usually mix alcohol with this, but not us. We'd like to do. We like to. What did he say? We like to take it one step further beyond.
We like to take it what? Oh yeah. And why top 11? Because we will go one step further beyond.
I'm so glad he went 11 instead of 10.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta mix it with my butter knife.
I'm using a spoon because I'm more efficient.
I'm more Neanderthal, so that's why I use butter. I use butter knives for everything.
So I don't know the formal rules to Pegnog. We're kind of Pegnog novices. I'm using Diet Pepsi. I don't know if that's gonna.
I just use regular Pepsi, but I can't imagine the people who drink this stuff regularly is gonna get mad at us.
Something tells me that those people don't exist.
And if they do, you're liars.
I'm kind of surprised on how the form of it hasn't changed.
Eggnog
visually.
or
the eggnog? Yeah, it still just looks like kind of eggnog. Like it's fizzy a little bit at the top, but like if that were to
it's
be
a little
gone, it
like
would just look normal.
Yeah, it's just a little bit has a little bit of a more darker taint to it.
Oh, it just smells foul. Take
Does
a
it?
whiff of it. It smells like rotten
Ooh.
milk.
All right, well.
Oh God! Wait,
I guess.
do you want to take? Should we take pictures of our pegnog to prove that we did it?
Okay, yeah. The people at home could see a little Pikachu wearing his scarf and Santa hat.
Well, this is my idea. This is my idea.
This is your idea. And you're the one that was like, nobody wants to do this with me.
Look! It's like you know, like you know, like the genie, like a genie.
The genie, yeah.
It's like a genie wish where it's like, careful what you wish for.
Careful what you wish for. You might be drinking it yourself.
Well, bottoms up.
All right, cheers and happy holidays. Ooh, what the? Ooh.
That is really weird. That was like an assault.
That was like a frontline assault where it's like it just tastes like Pepsi and eggnog and it just disappears.
That was that feels like a punch in the face. Okay, so the first thing I tasted was the Pepsi, and then immediately it kind of like got overpowered by the eggnog, but it was still like acidy. So it was like this strong acidy like eggnog taste.
It feels like your mouth is like melting.
It does.
Of like something acidic.
Oh my God! I took another sip and I almost threw up. I'm not even joking.
Do you think you'll be able to take any more sips throughout the episode?
I'm literally crying. There are tears in my eyes.
Oh no! How much of a sip did you take?
I took I took like a sip. Did you chug it? How
Yes.
much did you
No,
drink?
I didn't chug. I gave it like a good sip,
I gave it
but
a good sip.
I did not cry.
Oh my god. I guess you liked it more than me.
I guess I'm just more stronger, or maybe maybe the Diet Pepsi really does make a difference.
The Diet Pepsi makes it worse, maybe.
Yeah, here's my little pegnog in general.
You know what? Your Pagnog looks better than mine.
Your pegnog looks better than mine.
Yeah, look at mine. It looks like it
Mm.
looks like dirty water. Oh my
Oh, that's
god.
good.
Oh. Oh.
Maybe my Pepsi to eggnog ratio isn't correct.
I did half and half. I don't know how much you did.
I tried doing like half. I'm pouring a little bit more Pepsi. Let me see.
Oh my god. I don't even think Sailor Moon herself could
The
overcome this
invincible Sailor
challenge.
Moon can't even drink eggnog. Also, I guess while I taste this Pepsi eggnog, you want to mention something you didn't mention on last episode? The one about the little Hunter x Hunter foreskin comic.
Oh yeah. So this is like a fun fact that everyone likes to bring up. Which I don't know. I don't know how many people actually know this, but the mangaka for Hunter x Hunter and Sailor Moon are married IRL. I believe it was the Sailor Moon mangaka did like a little like some manga about like them being married. And there's a very funny one where she talks about a story where she saw his foreskin. It's very cute.
Yeah,
It'll
show
be on
that right
screen.
now.
Yeah, it'll be on screen right now, and it's really funny. I just love the way where she's just like, "Hey, hey, let me look at your foreskin."
And he's like, okay.
He's like, "Yeah, okay, lol."
Mm. Yeah, it kind of just still tastes the same, except a little bit more Pepsier.
It tastes foul to me. It's absolutely putrid.
Well, I guess it's your decision if you want to sip
I'll drink
it during
more. No, I'll
the
drink more.
video.
I'm the one who wanted to do it. I have to lay. I have to lay in my bed. Oh god, this is worse than my 24-hour Yeet stream plug that I did.
Uh,
Oh my god.
if you say so.
But anyways, let's talk about Sailor Moon.
All right, Sailor Moon, Volume 2 and 3. So, what did
Oh,
you?
I only read volume 2, Lamau.
Oh, I thought we were doing Volume. Wait, shut up! You're lying.
I'm not lying. I thought we were only doing 2. Why would we do 2 and 3?
Because I thought there wouldn't be enough material for just 2.
I feel like there is. A lot of shit happens in volume 2.
A lot of shit does
Crazy.
happen. All right, well, I guess we are talking about just Volume 2. All right, Sailor Moon, Volume 2. So, what did you think of it? Did you like it?
Uh, I did like it, but it is a very like just a kind of exposition volume where it's like we're just being explained like the weird lore of Sailor Moon, and the lore like is weird and interesting. Uh, but there wasn't as many funny like character interactions, which I was sad about. That's what I want most from the manga is just like funny little character interactions. Uh, and the way that it's going, I don't think we're ever going to get that. I mean, maybe we will, because it seems like some sort of resolution is happening. So maybe there'll be like some downtime where they can have more conversations and stuff. But like I said, this volume is very lore focused. I would say.
Yeah, this volume really was like story heavy. I enjoyed it. I would say I probably didn't enjoy it as much as I did Volume 1, but
Yeah, I'd say that.
I think it was still pretty cool. So
Yeah,
I was gonna say, so I guess let's just go to like the pros if you want to, unless you have something else to say.
yeah. I was about to go on the pros. One thing I liked a lot is I think this is around chapter 11 or 10. but Usagi brings up the idea of like who's actually the real me? Am I Sailor Moon or am I Usagi? Like which one is more real? In terms of like, is my past life the real me or am I the real me now? Like which one has more dominion over my existence? And I thought that was an interesting idea, and they play with it a little bit in the volumes. Like she'll have like inner monologues about it, and I like that her family around her is even questioning that too, since she's like changing so rapidly. About like who is Osagi? What's going on here?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Really cool.
Hmm.
It's a pretty nice
Big-
exploration of her character.
Yeah, I'll say I do like. I think the beginning of it really had like an interesting hook. Like it's like you said before, in the last video, like why would Tuxedo Mask wants a silver crystal, and then all of a sudden, oh, now we have like an answer, but then
Yeah.
like it's kind of a twist answer. Like that's what we think at first because that's what he thinks until they start realizing their past lives.
Yeah. There's a lot of reincarnation plays a heavy role in this, which was really cool. Because we're both Meg heads, that being Megaten.
Yeah,
And if you don't know, Megaten has a lot of reincarnation. It's a big theme.
yeah,
So
and
whenever I see reincarnation, my eyes bog out of my head, and I go ooh. I go ooh. Ooh,
Uh,
ooh.
yeah. Also, the official name for the Megaton fandom is Megheads.
Yeah.
Don't question it. It's just how it is.
That's how it is. People who aren't into it, they probably don't know it because it's like sort of like an inside joke. But just tell your friends. Spread it around, spread it out.
Yeah,
The beginning was really cool because like I've never seen a story like do like the sort of like who is this guy, but it's like really obvious. But then the characters actually just do figure it out. Like
yeah. I like how they
it was
got
really
rid of
cool.
that really early on.
I liked it. It was like a fresh breath air to like that trope where it's like no, they just figure it out because
Did you
like you
say
would
fresh
figure it
as
out.
breath air?
A fresh breath of fresh air.
I think you can still have some mind boogers in your head.
I mean, I just did wake up and then drive for like 2 hours. So
Jesus, but yeah, no, it is because they quickly figure it out, and and it creates this little sort of like tension, like Isagi being like, "Oh, I really like care about this guy, but I can't let the others know."
yeah, and she's really paranoid about her life. She doesn't know what to do or what's going on, which is so real.
Yeah,
There's a really funny panel where she's just like, God, I'm so tired. I just want to play video games.
it
And I was like, God, so real, so me, so
is
true.
so me, and I like that we finally got to see Sailor V. Do you like how she was apparently in the video game?
That was really weird. I guess she just has the power to be in a video game. Well, I mean, they do show later that they have technology to like recreate people and like save their consciousness for like a little AI with Sailor Moon's past mothers. I guess they can just do that. It's just
I
technology
guess.
they
I
have.
mean, they have a command center underneath the fucking arcade, so
I fucking love that. I love that it's just under a random arcade.
yeah. And another thing I think that the big baddie, what's her name, Queen Matilia or something, Queen Metallica,
Matilda.
Queen Metallica. She's a really badass looking villain. I think I really like the gas look of her.
Yeah, she's very ethereal. I like that her minion is plotting to like just use the crystal for herself. That was a really cool little like monologue where it's like I'm gonna get the fucking crystal. I'm gonna do whatever I
It's gonna
want.
be
Fuck
fucking
this thing.
epic. I mean, she could if that crystal had like unlimited power.
It has
I mean, she
infinite
could just
power.
uh. Let me see if I can find it. But do you like I believe it was volume 2, right? Where she like she was just able to light up the whole sky.
I don't think that happened in Volume 2.
Uh-oh. Ignore
I think
that.
I think you're spoiling me.
I'm
Sailor Moon lore.
sorry.
The manga that came out like 20 years ago.
But just ignore I said that. She didn't actually do that. I was just gaslighting you.
She did turn those guys into stones. What was that about? Are they stones originally, or did she like modify their bodies to be stones so she can manipulate them?
Turn
Like
them to
those four
stones?
generals? Are they? Yeah, because they
Oh,
turn
yeah,
into
yeah,
little
yeah.
gems.
They turn to little gems. Do you think it's like Steven Universe where if their bodies take too much damage, it just turn into their gem form?
I
Did
mean, that's
Steven
what
Universe
happened.
steal from Sailor Moon?
Oh my gosh. I mean, that is what happened. Like, Sailor Moon unlocks her princess form because she's a princess, and she uses the power to like revive everyone around her, and she accidentally revives them. But then they revive so hard that they turn into stones.
They
I don't know if
revive so hard.
yeah, I don't know if like the implication is that their primordial form is stones or their bodies were modified to be stones, because there's that panel where that guy is like, she fucking modified her bodies. So it's like, did she make them into stones? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be explained later. That was a weird little bit of like, there's so much just like weird little lore that I'm like, okay, I guess they're stone people.
They're stone people.
Gems?
Also, yeah, she did light up the sky in Volume 2. It was like at Tokyo Tower.
I just thought that was an effect. I don't know. I didn't think she did that literally.
No,
But it was just like
literally, there's like someone saying like, what? It's supposed to be nighttime. Yeah, I'm literally looking at it. It's night, but it's as bright as day. What's going on?
oh, I guess I'm just cringe. Oh.
Yeah, that's literally what causes those guys to revive too. So
Wait, no, that was Sailor Moon though. Sailor Moon did that.
yeah, Sailor Moon did that.
You said that the evil princess did that. The evil queen.
What? I didn't remember
You did.
saying that. All right.
Well, it's
If
recorded.
yeah, if it's recorded, if I did say that, put the Mario Sunshine Game Over sound.
And if I'm wrong, I'll post my address, and you can come and get me.
Okay.
The world. I just doxed myself for being wrong about
Dox
Sailor Moon.
yourself. That'd be some dedication. But I thought it was cool that she accidentally revived like the guys she was killing.
Yeah, that was cool. I like those little panels where it just shows like everyone else in the city being healed, and I was like, damn, Sailor Moon's so powerful.
Yeah,
It was a cool flex.
and one of the one of the character moments that we do get is I like how Luna does feel bad for Usagi, having to go through all this shit, especially when she's like going through like her major depression when like a tuxedo mask is kidnapped.
Yeah, her BF. Uh, it's revealed in the lore that Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask they had like a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, where it's like two noble people of different families can never come together because Sailor Moon. Uh, was really cool. They didn't go into it super heavily, but the way that they frame it is that, okay, so Sailor Moon is the princess of like the moon people. And I was like, oh, so that makes total sense why it's like Sailor Moon and then like the other soldiers are just planets. Because from their perspective, the moon is like everything. And everything else is like, okay, that's like Venus, that's all of them. So that made sense. That finally made sense to me why it's like, okay, why is Sailor Moon the leader? It's because like, oh, they're moon people. So like on the planet the
The moon
moon, that
people.
would just be how it is. And
Yeah.
also that there's no Sailor Earth because Tuxedo Mask is like from the Earth representative, and I was like, wow. So they did think about it. It was thought about. That's cool.
Yeah, she is smart. I also like the when they go to like the moon, it's like it's the moon, it has craters and shit, but then you see like relics of like the moon kingdom, and they're like, oh, it's so like dark and decrepit here is because shit got fucked up here. I thought that was like a really cool way of like sort of explaining how the moon came to be.
Yeah, it was. I really like the way the manga draws the moon. It's very ethereal looking. It's a really cool location.
I really love the view of like the moon and Earth.
That was really cool too. The manga is very. I will say I did kind of shit on her a little bit, but when she puts her A game, she is very good at drawing. I will say.
Yeah, I remember. I wonder if it was at the end of this volume, but I'm pretty sure she said like she was like rushed like a lot
She
when
did
she
it,
was
yeah.
making this. So I mean that could also like could have been
Explain
like
why
why.
some of them are wonky.
Yeah, a little wonky, but then when she makes some really good ones, she makes some really good art.
Yeah. Uh, in the after the little after credits of the volume, she talks about her working on Sailor Moon. She's really funny the way that she's self-deprecating. She's like, "When I read this shit, I cringed so hard, I wanted to rip it in half." Referring to her own work.
Yeah. Also, I also liked how another one of the character moments we get is if you remember Sailor V when they enter the mansion and she scrapes the sword on the ground.
Oh yeah, that was really cute.
Yeah, I
I love
really like
I
that.
love the way that she was holding this. She doesn't hold the sword like you would actually like characters hold
Hold
the
it.
sword. She was like holding it by the blade and like carrying. It was really funny looking.
Mm. Yeah, this manga is kind of making me want to like read like Sailor V. Like I want to
Yeah,
see what's up with her.
she was cool when she appeared. I was like, oh my gosh. And then
It's
she
really
has the
her.
other cat.
I just think it's so cool that she like made these like two universes together because I can't imagine that was like her plan intentionally.
No, it wasn't. I don't think.
So yeah, I really like that.
It's really cool. I like when small time artists sort of make their own mythos with their work. It's really cool. I remember the. Have you ever? Do you know about the anime? What is it called? Mysterious Girlfriend X. It's the Spit one. I think I've talked
It
to you about
one.
it. The Spit anime.
Dude, no, hang on, let me Google that.
I call it the Spit anime because the main character is like in love with this girl Spit,
Oh,
and vice versa.
he's in
So
love
they
with
become
his
a.
bit.
I think she's in love with the Spit. I think I'm wrong. I think it's like he's in love with her spit, and she likes giving him his spit for whatever reason.
Mm.
And that's their relationship.
That is.
But but anyways, that manga has all his series connected in weird ways. Like I think in his most recent one, which is this weird incest thing where like the main character is like the reincarnation of his dad. So he has his dad's memories of like being in love with his mom, but obviously he has his memories of being his son because you know. So he's just like kind of weirded out. Uh, but in that one, in his most recent work, it's revealed that the mom is a mangaka and that she made Mysterious Girlfriend X, and also Mysterious Girlfriend X connects to a different manga that he made. So it's like this fun little universe of things, and if like you really follow a work, you could like see. I like
That's
shit like that. It's very
yeah, that's
cute.
funny. That's cool. Also, seeing some of the panels for this doesn't help the peg not go down.
No, surprisingly, it is not sitting in my stomach. It kind of goes away after I sip it, like pretty immediately. But God,
Mm.
is that painful stuff? Unlike Sailor Moon, which had a very lovely start. You
It,
mentioned it earlier, but the starting chapter for this volume is really cool.
yeah, they done like a lot of stuff. And another thing I would say a little positive is I remember in the previous episode I was talking about like how they kept doing like the introduction thing, and then here it's not here anymore. So I guess it was just like a volume one thing, which makes sense.
Yeah. They also stop with the masks at all, except for Sailor V, where she pulls it up because that she was previously drawn with it. She brings it up like for a second, but then gets rid of it. But everyone
Yeah,
else is not drawn with masks anymore.
yeah, they just stopped.
I really
Pretty
want to.
interesting.
I really wonder what the deal is. I'm sure someone's asked her, and there's an answer. I'll try looking for it, and if there's an answer, I'll show it here. But I really do wonder, like why even draw them with a mask if you're just gonna get rid of them so quickly? Like, did an editor like say like, "Oh man, they should have masks"?
Hate that
Like
mask,
why?
man. You gotta get rid of them.
It's weird.
Uh,
Uh, in the after credits of the volume two, they show some like the full designs with everyone with masks, which I don't think was ever illustrated. Like I don't think with the other Scouts. It's just really weird. It's like, did someone really want masks in the editorial staff? Like, I don't know. We'll
I don't
never
know either.
unless we do know, unless it's already been answered. Do you like when they go to the moon?
I do like when they go to the moon. And Luna is just like, we got to go to the moon.
So
They're
let's
like,
go to
the moon.
Yeah, Mercury had a fun little thing where she describes the moon. And it's like, I don't know how we're gonna get there.
Yeah. Which, makes sense. I wouldn't know how
Yeah.
to get there if I was a magical girl.
Do you think Claudio read Sailor Moon?
He has to.
He mentions it in Eek. He mentions the manga by name.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here's the scene of him pronouncing the Japanese very poorly.
Naoko Takeuchi would have written Sailor Moon.
Don't call him out.
He does it really poorly. It's very American. Like you could tell that he wasn't coached on how to pronounce Japanese names.
All right, well, that's already 2 Yeek references in this video.
It's true. I'm sorry. I have Eek on the brain.
I think we've reached our quota. We should try to not mention as much as we can.
Okay, wait, but I had one point to mention with Eek actually, like a constructive criticism kind of thing. Okay. So like a big complaint about Eek is that Alex is unlikable, and sort of the rebuttal is like, oh, but he's supposed to get better, and you're supposed to see him like learn. But the problem again is that I don't think like writing like bad people that you want to see get better. I don't even really think that's hard necessarily, or just writing terrible people but they get better. Because I feel like a lot of like I almost feel like people are attracted more to worse people. Because like when you think about it, a lot of the time, like people's fans' favorites, like usually are like the villains because they're a lot more like uninhibited and funny. And
Yeah.
you like I think like Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like everyone loves him. He's like a fan favorite, and he literally murders babies.
He
He's like a
murders
baby
babies.
murderer. Yeah, he kidnaps a mother, turns her into a zombie, and then watches as like she eats her baby like right in front of him.
Oh my
and he just
God.
laughs about it. He's an absolute bastard, but everyone loves him because he's charismatic. The problem with Yeek is that he's not charismatic, but in relation to Sailor Moon is similar. That she's very shit. She's a shit person. But we want to see her do better because she's really charming. She's like funny and nice, and she's relatable. Every time she says she's sleepy and that she wants to play video games, I'm like, I love you, Usagi.
I love you. Please marry me.
Please, please.
And then she jumps out of the panel like Fat Albert.
And comes to me and kisses me IRL, and only me.
And then she says, "Are you my prince?" And you're like, "Yes."
No, but Usagi's really charming. And it makes me forgive her worst traits because well, I mean, her worst traits are like add to her charm, honestly.
If you heard me go like, "Ugh," that's just me taking another sip of Pegnog. But I agree. Like I think, like I said, at first I wasn't exactly like feeling her, but then like as it went on, I started to like her more. And then when she's fucking depressed and crying and shit, and she's like, "Oh, my eyes are so red from crying," I genuinely felt bad for her.
Yeah, I wanted to see her do better.
Yeah, put up that funny little panel of her with her like eye, her like rubbing her eye.
Cried eye, and then her.
Yeah.
Do you like that she says like, "Oh, they're red like a rabbit's"?
Yeah.
It's the rabbit symbology more. Oh yeah, there's a nice little character moment where Sailor Jupiter calls like, "Wait a minute, Usagi, you're on the moon. There's a rabbit on the moon now." That's a funny little gag. I appreciate that she tried to throw in some little like funny character moments with such like a story heavy volume. But I would say that's like my main complaint about the volume is that there's too much lore and not enough like character moments, especially with the other characters.
Yeah,
that's like my biggest complaint is that it's not very well structured. I would say it's like we were introduced to a lot of characters, and unfortunately they're kind of put to the sidelines for like Sailor Moon herself.
Yeah, like guess we could just segue that to the cons of like the manga that we felt in this volume. So, what did you feel?
I felt like this manga was like harder to read when it came to like the action scenes. Like there's that near the beginning when they kill like the third general. Like he grabs Sailor Moon by behind, and I'm like, okay, I got that. And then like every time they fight, like they're just like vaguely flying. I think I don't like they don't draw like the backgrounds are very like abstract to like it's hard to like how far away are they? Are they like where are they standing? Like it's hard to like get a it's hard to make a mental picture of like how this fight is actually going, especially in this volume where it feels like everyone's like flying, surrounded by barriers and just like shooting like abstract beams. It's not very well structured, I would say.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I kind of felt like I remember you saying like in the first video, the choreograph like of the fights were like not exactly that good, and then in here I thought they were just like, kind of a little bit worse because
Yeah.
it was just like really weird positions or like angles. I couldn't tell exactly like what was going on. Like what you said with the guy grabbing Usagi. Uh, I didn't realize like when I was reading it, I didn't realize he like was like going to stab her with something. Like I'm looking at it
Yeah, me neither.
now. It looks like I guess it's supposed to be like some sort of lightning bolt or something. I thought he was like still
Uh,
choking her, and then
yeah, I,
Sailor Venus comes and saves her, and then it cuts like that thing from his like hand. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Artemis that saves her. But
yeah,
I was like, wait, what the fuck? So I had to go back and like look. I'm like, that's what's happening.
yeah. Especially since like the panel, like it does a cool little effect where it's like blood trailing. So it's like, but then it's like, did she get a weapon or did she like rip something? Like, did she rip his hand off? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, it was weird because it's coming out of his palm. So I guess he just
Yeah,
threw a spike like on his palm. I felt like that could have been a little more
obvious.
uh yeah, a
Yeah,
little more obvious,
there should have
portrayed
been like
better.
a panel. There should have been like a little panel of like his arm raising, and then you see like
The
close up
spike
of his
coming out.
palm, and then it comes out, and then you could be like, oh, okay, palm. Spike came out of his palm. Okay.
Mm,
The way
fuck.
it's structured, it's very like I guess that's happening. I guess this is happening. I assume, and I I don't think that should be how it is. Especially in this chapter, the fighting to me was pretty boring because it was just like everyone's like flying and shooting beams. That was
Yeah,
pretty
that
much
was kind
it.
of a. That's what I was gonna say. Was like there was like a lot of beam shooting, and there a lot of like shit was just like, haha, you can't get past my barrier. It's like okay, well, it's just this again.
I did like though near the end of the chapter, since Sailor Moon gets like a huge power boost, she just like immediately flies into space to try to like not hurt people. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's like a nice little escalation, especially since all these people are planet themes. I'm glad space is involved.
That's true. Oh yeah, I guess another thing I should have mentioned in the pros, but I'll just mention here is I like how they thought that Sailor V was the princess at
Oh
first
yeah, that was a
as a
nice
little
little
diversion.
yeah
But
to protect everyone.
yeah,
Although I will say the reasoning for her not appearing sooner is kind of flimsy. Like she says that like, oh, I didn't do it because I was waiting for you to like to awaken, so I was just doing my own shit while that Luna was doing that. But it's like I don't know. Why wouldn't you help with that? Why is that like a
but don't you remember she was helping? She was training her through the video game, as they insinuated.
yeah? But like, was that like? Now that I think about it, they mentioned her like, oh, her appearances have been stopping lately. Did she go into the video game? Was that just her? That
I guess.
I made the assumption that was like a little consciousness made from her. Did you? Was that just her in the video
Yeah,
game?
that's just literally her. She stopped a crime fighter just to go yell at Isagi to get better, get good.
Because
Put the Cranky Kong get good image up, and that's
well,
basically Sailor V. But
because it was secretly training her to be the ultimate Sailor Scout.
yeah, but no, I thought that was like kind of weird.
Yeah. But
And
did one thing I did like with all the beams and shit, because there's so much beams, is that all the Sailor Scouts, Sans, Moon, they all unite to do like a big beam attack, and it was cool. They said like I think they said like the Sailor Planets or something like that, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Where it's like they can do all a combination attack.
yeah, that's pretty neat. Another thing that I did think was kind of weird. I kind of guess I know why. Like I could get why they did it, but you remember when the when Tuxedo Mask he's like mind controlled, and she like runs
Yeah.
into him, and she's like, "Wow, it looks like exactly like him." And it's like, but he literally changed nothing about himself.
Yeah, that one was weird. That was really weird because like he wears glasses for a second, and I assumed like, oh, he's gonna wear glasses so he could like try to not seem like it's him. But then he just takes them off, and it's like, how did it was weird because like characters would be like, okay, that's definitely him, but they have like a weird like hesitation to say it's him for some reason. I really don't know why.
I don't know.
I guess they just assume that like the evil lady doesn't have mind control powers, and it's like, oh, that's no way it could be him. But I don't know. That was weird to me. That didn't land 100%.
It was quite odd, wasn't it?
Yeah. Then he mind controls Sailor Jupiter, and they kick her.
That's
I
true.
thought that panel was a little funny. Or,
It was.
Sailor V. I love when anime does this. I love when an anime character like they name themselves and then like a basic like move. So it's like she does the Sailor V kick uh, to Jupiter. I love when they do that.
Uh,
What do you think's more powerful? Do you think the Rider kick is more powerful or the Sailor V kick?
uh, I don't really know. I mean, the rider kick can like make fucking cyborgs explode.
I was about to say that.
And
I
if
think the
he
Rider kick might
kick
work
it and
too.
make her explode.
Yeah. It did knock her out immediately though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I do like how they also did find the control room, and they're like, it's underneath the silly V arcade game. We should have expected
That was
that.
silly.
It's like, yeah, I guess you should have, but I could also guess why you wouldn't think that.
Were you surprised that they revealed the silver crystal this volume?
Oh yeah, they revealed it. They did a lot of stuff early on. I think that's
He did.
I kind of like that they got rid of like some stuff like early on because like it's like I heard that the anime was like has a lot of filler, but like volume 1 and volume 2 don't really have filler. They just like
They go too
volume 1
fast.
introduce stuff, and then volume 2 kind of like sort of concludes, or not really conclude, but it just gives you
It takes
more
like the next major
information.
step. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes
It,
the next major step, which I think is pretty cool. But
I would say it goes
uh,
too fast for me, for my liking. I would like it to go a little slower.
yeah, that's what I was about to get to. It was like one of the negatives I was going to point out that I didn't like was I think that was a sacrificing for the pacey because a lot of shit happened and we don't get much downtime with the girls, which is
Yeah.
kind of a shame because these girls are funny. I want to see them do silly shit.
I was sad. One thing I did like, I don't want to make it seem like there was like nothing, because there was stuff. One thing I liked, there's a little moment in near chapter 1 where Usagi's friend, who's not a Sailor Scout, before all this shit happens, she mentions that she hasn't been hanging out as much and that she was sad about it. That she's going to the VHS store to like just buy some tapes.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do you love how the video story was it video dark or something?
was it?
Yeah, it was like video store dark. Yeah, let me find it. I just found that funny that they had to name it like dark.
Yeah, but there would be little mentions of like Usagi and her like not hanging out as much. I'm like, oh, that's sad. But it makes sense because she's
Yeah,
busy.
it's literally called Retro Shop Dark, store number 13.
Oh no, that means
I,
death. You're gonna die.
Yeah, and then to the left of it, there's rental shop dark store 2, which I guess that's supposed to be another location. But I just thought it was funny that they had to add dark in there to let that ooh, that's the village. And then the characters are like, oh, I wonder what's going on there.
It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, that was another weird moment. They put the VHS into the arcade machine
The arcade it
somehow.
spits it out.
Yeah, it spits it out, and then like Sailor V figures out that it's evil.
Yeah. She knew bad shit was happening. I thought it was funny. Do you like that nerdy ass kid was really obsessed with like Sailor Moon? Although
I
we don't
did.
see them that often in this volume.
I like that he comes in. He's like, "You guys talk about Sailor V? That's old news. You got to. What about Sailor Moon?"
And
That's fun.
then they're freaked out by it, which to be fair, I would be too.
Yeah, but he might be handsome. I don't think
He
that'll
might
ever be
be.
revealed.
I think we might as well keep it that way.
You don't want him to be handsome?
I'm just saying, it'd be funnier if we just think he's a disgusting like creature for the rest of his life.
I want him to be handsome. That'd be funny.
You want him to be handsome?
Yeah, because it'd be breaking the mold. It would be breaking stereotypes. Sometimes handsome people can be absolute nerds. You know,
That's
be
true. Like
freaks.
me.
Yeah, and unlike me, I fit the mold perfectly. I'm unfortunately the stereotype.
Unfortunate stereotype.
Yeah, I look in the mirror and cry every day. But anyway, Sailor Moon. Uh, did you like that her hair grew longer?
Oh yeah, because of her. I thought that was also kind of weird. She got her memories back and her hair got like longer,
Because
but
she's
I don't think
haunting her
anything else
powers.
happened. Nothing else really happened to her, did it?
Her tiara grew. She was gaining her
Oh
like super
yeah,
form.
I remember that when Sailor V showed up and her tiara like grew. It grew three
She had
sizes that day.
the female symbol appeared on her forehead for a second. I don't know what that was about.
Are you sure it's not like well, she's a moon. Does the moon have a symbol?
I think so.
We look
I
it
think
up.
all the. I'm pretty sure. I thought that was like maybe they just look really similar, but it just looked like the female symbol.
Uh, Solar system. Let's see. Sun, Mercury, Earth, Uranus, Moon. Yeah, Moon is just a crescent shape, so I'm not exactly sure. But what was I about to say? I also liked how her finding or well them acquiring the silver crystal was just her like crying a whole bunch. Like I thought it was really sad, but also really cool.
Yeah, because it fits with her character. One thing I liked, and I don't know if I'm like reading into this too much, or if like this is like an intentional reading. But they mentioned that like the way that like her past self died when she was a princess, that she killed herself after finding out that the past tuxedo mask died. And I thought like, oh, is that why she's like a crybaby and kind of like apprehensive to things because like her last moments were like filled with grief, so like she's just sort of like as a result is like a little more timid or something.
I I mean, it could be. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Because with her like discovering her first power through like fucking crying and like
Yeah,
crying being a huge thing in this volume, I
yeah.
wouldn't be very surprised if that was the case.
Tears are surprisingly important in Sailor Moon. It's perhaps
Unlike in your life, because you never cry.
that's true. Well, it's because, like I said, being ugly builds up your endurance. So now I can take on the world because I can't cry anymore. I've used up all my tears. That definitely has to be like a line in a movie. It's like I've already used up all my
I
tears. I have
used up all
nothing
my
else to give.
tears,
I've used them all up in my life.
and now I just cry blood and sometimes pee.
Now I can't. My other bodily fluids have to make up for my tear ducts. I cry pure bile sometimes.
ugh, I cry sweat. Whenever somebody says, "Are you crying?" I say, "No, I'm sweating."
And it's true.
I don't want to
Crying
spoil
sweat would be
anything.
really painful.
I don't want to
It's
spoil
totally
anything, but I feel
reasonable.
like there's gonna be a scene in Volume 3 that's gonna make you laugh
Oh,
because
and
it sure made me laugh the first time I saw it.
if I don't, I'll scream.
Okay, I guess we'll just have to figure out in the next video. And if the next video, if you didn't laugh, you should just scream really loudly at the beginning.
I'll try to find somewhere if I don't. To like scream. Is that everything we have to say about volume 2?
Let me breeze through it real quick, just
think we
to
mentioned
see. I think we mentioned pretty much like the important stuff, right?
I think so. I think I mentioned everything I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, it was just like a really story heavy like a volume, which I was not expecting for the second volume, but you know what? Pretty cool. I still
How
enjoyed
many
it.
volumes are there?
I thought you said there. I thought you knew like off the top of your head.
I forgot.
I think there's like 12. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. There's 12 volumes.
Okay, that's crazy to me. 'Cause it really feels like it's gonna wrap up really quickly.
It does.
So I have no idea where it's gonna go. That makes me excited though. So maybe my presumption that like it's gonna slow down and then we have more character moments. Maybe that'll happen.
Maybe. I guess we'll have to see. I mean, I may have read volume 3 already, but I'm not gonna tell you anything more.
Well, would you say that volume 3 is better than 2, or which is your favorite volumes of the ones you read?
Um, that's kind of an interesting question. I definitely think volume 3 had some more goofy moments than this. That's really hard. I can't say without like actually like explaining the volume. But I just say that I liked volume 3 a bit more.
That's good. Uh, oh, I forgot one last thing that I thought was cool. Uh, this is another lore thing. I will say we complain. Oh, you know, I've been complaining. I won't speak for you. You're your own person. But for me, it's like there's a little bit too much lore in this. But I will say, I do want to emphasize. I did think the lore was cool. I was like, oh, this is like weird. I like this. I like that. In the past, there was like an ancient civilization of the moon and the earth, and then they got into a war and blew each other up.
Oh yeah, I
Uh,
like that. I mean, I agree with you that there was a lot of expedition, but the expedition was pretty cool. Like the fact that
yeah.
it's just like, yeah, the Earth kind of fucking died, so we had to like remake it.
Unlike Yeek.
Like,
But
yeek.
one thing that they just sort of dropped and I thought was cool is that they have a lot of reverence for Revens. They have a lot of respect for the sun, which makes sense because it's like, oh yeah, it's like the solar system, like that they're bound by the sun. I think they called it Father Sun or something. And I
They
was like, oh,
did.
that's
They called
cool.
it, and then the Beast Metallica came out of it. I wonder what that's about. If there's like any, do you think that can't be like a solar eclipse, or else multiple of that stuff would happen?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's like based off of like actually something that the sun does, or I don't
The
know.
way it was illustrated like a solar flare, which the sun can do, or maybe a sunspot. Because sometimes like the sun will have like these dark patches on it. Uh, so I think it was trying to like be a homage to that, like the idea of like it created a dark patch, and but it's like because it's a cool manga, it's like an evil entity.
I guess, and then the
Uh,
son, the father's son, saw that spot and just was like, ugh, and just like spat it away because he's like pure light.
yeah, that's what I think the idea was, which I think is cool. I like that the sun is like a seemingly like this mystical thing that can create life or create destruction because that is kind of how it is in real life. Like it gives us sunlight, and we need sunlight to live, but also it destroys a lot of things with that same output, which I think is interesting. I like the dichotomy of that.
Yeah. Their moon lore is pretty damn surprisingly cool.
Yeah. I we mentioned it earlier, but I really do like how all this, because I feel like whenever like a lot of exposition happens, and I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking of Yeek too much.
God damn it. We weren't supposed to mention Yeek again.
But in Yeek, all this exposition happens, and everyone just kind of rolls with it, and they don't think about it, and that's it. But like it almost feels like it doesn't impact them like at all. But in Sailor Moon, like it actively makes like everyone just like more worried, and adds to Sailor Moon's depression, because like she has so much responsibility now, and her boyfriend got kidnapped, and she's just like overwhelmed. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I like that all this exposition is impacting these characters in some way. Like that's nice.
Yeah. It's really cool. But yeah. This volume was a lot of fun still. I think I still give it the same score
Yeah.
as like the first one.
I would say so, yeah. I agree.
I enjoy it just as much. Maybe just a little bit less, but I still had fun. Also, a thing I need to mention is there's like apparently a Sailor Moon Super Nintendo fighting game. It's I want to play someday. Maybe we should play it.
Oh yeah, we could. I played I think I already mentioned it, but I played that game, the arcade version. I
Yeah,
played
the
it
beat 'em up.
on the real cabinet. It was really cool.
Yeah, me too. And I think the best character in the fighting game, I forget who it was, but it was like a grappler. Whoever the grappler archetype is in that game. Apparently, that game is
Probably.
like really weird because I think Mercury's projectile does more chip damage than actual damage.
It's funny.
It's funny, but who knows? Maybe we could do that as like a little bonus. Since
After we finish the manga,
yeah, that sounds good.
there's also a Sailor Moon RPG for the Super Nintendo. I think I've heard that one's good. Which I want to play that. That sounds cool.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe we'll have a Sailor Moonathon.
I do. After we finish the volume, after we finish all the volumes, I want to make like a tier list episode where we put them all in.
Oh, that'd be good.
But I give Sailor Moon one happy burp out of 5. I don't know, or 4 or 3 happy burps out of 5. I don't know
Yeah.
what our rating system is.
You know, it's more like the louder the burp, the higher the score. Like the more proud of the burp, and then the weakest
okay,
belches is like the badder one. So I give this like a hefty like burp. You know,
Yeah,
it was good. Fulling.
I give this. You just finished your meal and you're kind of patting your belly, and you like it got a little belch going on because of all the gases building up. I give it that burp.
Yeah. Oh my god, this Pegnog is fucking gross. It's worse when you let it just sit.
Yeah. Oh
Holy
god, I
shit.
can't drink anymore. Oh god.
I'm almost done with like my cup.
I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I don't blame you.
Oh, I really feel like vomiting.
I gotta. Oh fuck!
I didn't even drink that much. How much did you drink?
I basically. I mean, I filled up a little bit more with Pepsi, but like I'm almost done. Like if you look at the picture of my glass.
I'm pathetic. I drank
I'm pathetic.
compared to you. Oh my god. I barely even made a dent in it.
Oh, how? Like, why? Do you think it's because? Do you handle sweet stuff good?
I love sweet stuff. But this
And
is
I don't
not
know,
sweet
man.
at all.
Yeah, this is vile. I do not advise. You know how it's like don't drink and drive? I don't advise drinking under 21. I don't advise drinking Pegnog.
The way thankfully I got like a cup where you can like look at the measurement. I did not drink that much.
Oh,
I couldn't
fuck.
do it.
Let me take a picture of mine as in comparison. I'm almost done with mine.
We'll put the Pegnog photos for you, the audience. I mean, I'm sure they'll already be on there.
On the edge of their seats.
Yeah.
We should have had like a little. We should have been like, "Hey viewers, who's gonna finish their Pegnog first? Comment down below before watching the video."
Top of the pool. You definitely win this competition, I think. Oh my god! You're a fucking monster! Holy shit!
Oh my god, dude, it was. It's not easy. Like I think like when you're editing this throughout the video as you're talking, you'll probably just hear me go like, "Oh, like fuck." It's hard to down.
I'm sorry, Ken. I made you drink too much Pegnog.
Maybe I'm gonna fucking combust. It's gonna all go straight to my thighs.
Like that SpongeBob episode.
Yeah, and then I'll blow up. But yeah. But this was still a lot of fun to do. A little
Yeah.
holiday special.
Yeah, a little Pegnog special.
Yeah, Jesus. Well, I might as well. I'm just gonna take a sip. I think it's 2 more sips. I'll be done with this.
Oh my god, you're insane.
Mm.
I could not do that personally.
Oh, God. Yeah. Ugh. I do not like how it's slowly like its taste is slowly sitting in my mouth.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Whew. Okay. What? Just let's just finish this. Okay, I'm done.
Everyone, drop a wow pimp. You're so cool in the comments below.
Please do. I would really appreciate it.
If he
But
doesn't, he'll die, and it'll be your fault.
yeah. If the Pegnog does not kill me first.
Oh my god.
But yeah. This was a good episode. Well, I guess we'll see you all in the next video.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody. Bye.